Hi everyone, I'm Marilyn from MissImp in Nottingham, and this is a short vocal warm-up for improv. A couple of things before you get started. Just make sure you've got a little bit of space around you because there's going to be some stretching, and make sure that you are properly hydrated. Just have a quick drink before you start. There we go. Now we're going to start with some deep breathing, which is pretty simple. We're going to breathe in through our noses for a count of 3, then out through our mouths for a count of 3. And we're going to repeat that 4 times. While you're doing this, you might want to put one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach. If you're breathing deeply when you breathe in, it should be the hand on your stomach that moves, and when you breathe out, it should move in again. If you find it's the hand on your chest that's moving, you just need to focus a little bit more on breathing more deeply from your diaphragm. You'll find that it makes it easier for you to project, and you also end up with more breath to say whatever it is you say as your character. So we'll start off with the nice deep breath in. The next exercise we're going to do is tongue boot camp, which is very good for articulation. The way this works is that you run your tongue around your teeth. We're going to do it 6 around the outside of your teeth, I should say, not the inside, because that would make it very difficult. So we're going to run our tongue around our teeth 6 times clockwise, 6 times anti-clockwise, 4 times clockwise, 4 times anti-clockwise, 2 times clockwise, 2 anti-clockwise, 1 and 1. If you get to the end of that and your tongue hurts, do this. It should relax it. If it still hurts, you can just massage this bit of your face, and that should relax it all. Next exercise we're going to do, I'm going to do with a South African accent. The only reason for that is that the person that taught it to me was a voice teacher called Anita Robertso, had a very strong Durban accent, and this is just the way that I remember it. So you're going to scrunch up your face like a raisin. And then you're going to stretch it out, face like a lion. Face like a raisin. Face like a lion. Face like a raisin. Face like a lion. Lovely. We're going to move on to some humming and tapping, where you're going to find a note in the middle of your range that's comfortable for you to hold. You're just going to hum, and while you hum, you're going to tap on your chest like this. Do remember to breathe. This is where the stretching comes in. We're going to stretch our right arm up and over and bend. At the same time as you bend, you're going to hum. Going to change that hum to an R. Ah. Then swap sides. Ah. And just finish off by humming and rubbing your stomach like you've had a really nice meal. The next thing is a thing called motorboating. If you're self-isolating on your own, you don't have to worry about accidentally spitting in anyone's face, but if you are in a room with someone else, don't look them directly in the face, because they will end up with spit on them. And it goes like this. You can vary at the tone and the pitch, and you can move around if you want to while you're doing this. They're going to go. It's really good for just getting your lips and your face nice and mobile. Moving on from that, we're going to do a thing called pitch glides, which I also refer to as the sad puppy noise. I'm going to demonstrate this by making this motion, which you don't have to repeat while you're doing this at home. So you're going to start at the very top of your vocal range, and you're going to make a noise like a sad puppy. And then you're going to descend through your range and then go all the way back up like this. I'm going to do that again. And that will help you to open up your range as well. Hopefully you're hearing now that I'm a little bit louder and a little bit clearer that we've done those exercises. We're going to do a short, well, first I'm going to take a mouthful of water because having said to hydrate, it's increasingly important to do that anyway. And I'm also in a very warm room where the air is very dry. So the next exercise we're going to do is ngi, nge, nga, ngo, ngu. And this is about differentiating between the noises coming through your nose and the noises coming through your mouth. So we're going to say ngi, nge, nga, ngo, ngu. And the ng noise should be coming through your nose and the vowel sound should be coming through your mouth. So we'll repeat that. Ngi, nge, nga, ngo, ngu. Ngi, nge, nga, ngo, ngu. Moving on from that, we're going to do one of my favourite exercises, which is a very British one. Again, you'll need a little bit of space for this. This is called No Cheese Grommet. For anyone who is a fan of Wallace and Gromit, this will look very familiar. And the idea of this is to take the position of Wallace when he's in the wrong trousers and, oh no, Gromit, they've gone wrong. What you're going to do is you're going to hold your hands like this, and bend your knees slightly, and you're going to say, no cheese, Gromit. And you're going to make your mouth as exaggerated as you can in those positions. So we'll do this 3 times. It goes, no cheese, Gromit. No cheese, Gromit. No cheese, Gromit. And although the physical actions aren't necessarily required, they make it a little bit more fun. And speaking of physical actions, I'm going to finish this off with my favourite tongue twister, which is Mrs. Puggy Wuggy, which is a tongue twister with actions. I'm going to move slightly further back so you can see the actions clearly. And it goes something like this. Mrs. Puggy Wuggy has a square cut punt, not a punt cut square, but a square cut punt. It was round at the stern and blunt at the front. Mrs. Puggy Wuggy has a square cut punt. And every time you do this, you can increase the speed. So it goes, Mrs. Puggy Wuggy has a square cut punt, not a punt cut square, but a square cut punt. It was round at the stern and blunt at the front. Mrs. Puggy Wuggy has a square cut punt. Mrs. Puggy Wuggy has a square cut punt, not a punt cut square, but a square cut punt. It was round at the stern and blunt at the front. Mrs. Puggy Wuggy has a square cut punt. Mrs. Puggy Wuggy has a square cut punt, not a punt cut square, but a square cut punt. It was round at the stern and blunt at the front. Mrs. Puggy Wuggy has a square cut punt. This is my favourite tongue twister for a number of reasons. 1, it's very good for articulation. 2, it's the most potentially sweary. And 3, it's the one that you absolutely shouldn't do in front of children just in case you slip up, unless you want them to go back to school asking what that word means. I hope this has been helpful, and if you have any comments, please pop them in the box below. We've also got a really lovely couple of physical warm-ups from our friend Lucy as well, so if you're looking for a physical warm-up before your improv, take a look at those too. Thanks for watching.